One of the questions I ask people that I'm dating is, who's your crew?
Really?
Yes. What are we talking about? Absolutely. Because really what you're doing is you're telling me about yourself.
Okay.
I want to know, who do you roll with? Do you roll with the cheating husbands?
Mm.
Do you roll with the actual successful people, or are you facading out here like a lot of people?
That's wild.
Do you have integrity? What's your reputation? I'm checking your report card. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, hit that button below. Get a notification with each new piece of content when you hit that little bell. So make sure you subscribe and hit the little button, right? Today we are responding to your submitted questions and video responses. We only did one video response the last time. I gotta tell you, I'm scared of the videos, okay? Because number one, I'm a little opinionated, not with judgment, just facts, opinionated. And two, folks really be crazy out here. It's giving. Don't get me cussed out on the internet, because I be getting cussed out on the internet every day. So without further ado, we got Anissa behind the camera on the mic. What it do, boo?
What's up, Shaw?
What's up?
Hey.
Shot by Anissa, not with a gun, but with a camera.
Hey,
okay?
period.
And then we got Who Is Kenny V over here on the switchboard, the producer with the mostest, the greatest of all time, okay? Who Is Kenny V? Check them out, guys. Without further ado, are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
No. And I rarely am.
Where do you want to start? The questions or the videos? You want to switch it up today and start with the videos?
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Dear God. You text these to me?
Yes. Go to the very last one. That was the one for me. The very last
I'm scared. The last time. Okay. Let's see.
Get up! You embarrassing yourself and you got folks looking at us. We already talked about this. I do not want to marry you.
We talked about it about a year ago.
Let's go. I'm not finna do this with you and you got these folks looking at us like this. Get out my face. Stop! I do not want to marry you. You cut hair in your mama's kitchen. Get out my face.
That doesn't mean that that's a hustle that I have.
No, stop! I do not want to marry you. I'm doing this in Red Lobster.
This is your favorite restaurant, ain't it?
Shut up! We talked about this. This is your fault.
But
you
you want
was
to
in there
spend the rest of
looking
your life
stupid.
together.
We talked about this. I do not want to marry you. You don't got no money to do nothing for me.
How you know that? This is supposed to be a partnership.
Because for 4 years I've been carrying you.
So
For
that's
4
how it
years
is.
I've
You've
been
been
carrying.
carrying
Yes,
me.
yes.
For
You
your love.
You don't care enough to do better.
That
That's
I don't
why.
care. I'm out here proposing to you.
I can't do this with you. You need to stop.
So
I've been seeing somebody else anyway. How about that? That's why. You want to know why? That's why. Get up.
Don't look at me like that.
My soul hurts.
For who?
For both of them. And I say both of them because, to be honest, why has she been in this relationship for 4 years when she knows she don't want to be with that man? And then she said, I've been carrying you. The level, she doesn't respect him at all. That's very evident and sad, because why would you be in a situation with a man that you don't respect?
It's a comfort level.
And to publicly disrespect him that way and be that loud, like, she could have simply been like, baby, it's not the time. Let's eat and forget that this even happened. Then to be like, I told you, I don't want to marry you. That is so tore up from the floor up.
Mm-hmm.
That is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And that man had a little ring in his hand. You know, but you know what though? The better question for me is not how disrespectful this woman was. It's not even how she was blatantly, just obnoxious and rude. It was, she said 4 years.
Yeah.
You've wasted 4 years of your, why do you have him then? What's he for?
I don't think people look at it like that.
What do they look at it
I
like?
think, and I may be 100% wrong, so don't come for me in these comments. I believe that it is a comfort thing. Like, people have warm body syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And besides being okay with being alone and working on them to attract the person that they want, not just romantically, but platonically as well, because you attract where your spirit is at the moment. they would rather be cuddled up with somebody because it feels good. Now, does it make it right? No, but I understand being a divorced woman from laying next to somebody for long periods of time. I can understand why people do that. Does it make it right? No. Like people, they get so accustomed to having that person, whether they're right or wrong, they just want a warm body next to them. So they'll rather deal with things that they know deep down in the pits of their spirit that they hate, but they can push it down and project something else just for the sake of their comfort.
Yeah, these are people I don't think they're qualified to date.
No, they're not.
Not intentionally or seriously. This is an ongoing situationship. It's not even a relationship because you're not even faithful inside of it. It's hurtful and it's harmful.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have the audacity to get mad and treat this man this way when he's trying to, do right by you, essentially.
Yeah, that last part when she said she was seeing somebody else, that kind of threw me for a loop.
Low vibrational.
Yeah. And then she was all loud and stuff, like in a restaurant.
Yeah. I can't do the loud stuff.
Like I can understand having a standard of how you want to be proposed to, but I would if somebody were to propose to me and it's not up to the standard that I would like, if it's not to the standard that I would like, I just would not, like you said, publicly embarrass that person.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say yes, and then when we get home, be like, hey, let me talk to you real quick. Just real quick.
I wouldn't say yes.
I don't know. I just don't know. It's just like...
Well, if it's a spectacle, I might say yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't even embarrass you that way.
That's what I'm saying, but to prevent the embarrassment.
If it's just a small... They in Red Lobster, there's 4 people in there, it's just sad. Okay, I feel complete. You feel complete?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Which one's next?
Now, there's a list of videos I sent you. Now, the first one I sent you is one of a white guy. I want you to watch the one below that. It has Charleston White on there.
So go to Charleston White? Or the one below Charleston White?
No, go to the Charleston White one.
Charleston White teaches OnlyFans woman a lesson.
You ain't no real nigga.
I ain't no real nigga. I'm a father who's never been to jail on his kids.
You a snitch on your own kids.
I'm not, I will. You goddamn right I will.
Exactly.
And I hope my daughter don't either. Cause she graduated this year at 15 and her daddy bought her a car. She ain't got to go finesse no man for it. Daddy been here since day one. You goddamn right, make that go to
big
be
up
quiet.
To the
we go, yeah, big up to the fathers and girls that got to show they home to try to get some money on OnlyFans. Big up to you hoes. Big up to you fathers that probably been molested and f***ing by one of them perverted uncles. That's why you so sexual. That's why you so promiscuous. Now I'm just throwing rocks, and if it hit you, holler. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't, let it quit. If the glove don't fit, I hope my beautiful little dog don't have to get naked to show up. Hold to lay on her back just to try to get on her feet as a woman, and you still can't get on your feet. The rest of the young girls that watching this, you can learn how to create content without burn your to the world.
There was language, but it wasn't that bad. But I feel like he was saying truthful things though. And those women are women who think that they deserve a trip to Bora Bora on the first date. Those are those girls that he was talking to.
I feel like every time I watch these videos, I just feel sick. I just, and it's not even from a space of judgment. I don't understand and I can't relate. Like there's so much happening in this video. There's the part of the video where he's saying, he's there for his daughter and his daughter ain't gonna have to go through half of these things. And he's saying, you know what, I would snitch. And to a level of it, I'm like, yo, that's integrity. And I can understand that. And then he's calling out this girl because she's, doing what OnlyFans models do. I don't know. I feel complete. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
Okay.
I'm scared of all of these.
Yeah, you can just pick randomly. You can just pick one because I feel like all of them kind of fit the narrative of those type of women.
Okay, I'm gonna choose who raised him.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh God.
That's crazy though, bro.
What?
You 32 dating a 23-year-old. If that was my little sister, I'd stick my foot in your ass.
Hell no, that's normal, nigga.
Bro, my little sister 23, she can't date you, nigga. You a whole man. Like, my little sister got some development to do in the brain. She ain't even mature enough.
Your sister can't date a nigga in his 30s?
Fuck no. She better go date a 23-year-old, 25-year-old, the highest. No nigga in his 30s for what?
That's crazy though, bro.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad. But I agree with him. I feel sometimes that men who are significantly older than their partners have an issue with, they feel like they don't get the proper respect from women their age because they may lack a sense of masculinity that older women may look for. Like, for instance, I was 21 when I got married. My ex-husband was 12 years old. Is 12 years older than me. So people will look at, they be like, what is, like, he robbing the cradle. Like, you grown, but he in his mid 30s. Like, why can't he get somebody his age? Like, what is it about him that he can't get a woman closer to his age? And people be like, oh, well, women closer to his age, they less likely to have children. Like, they're, like, I was the more quote unquote feasible option because I'm young and fertile and open to learning. I feel like men who deliberately seek young women want to figure out a way to train them. And I don't like that. It just depends on how you do it. But essentially, I don't like that.
I agree with that. I think men choose younger women because they've had less experience. They probably aren't very assertive. They probably don't have the strongest boundaries. Like, when I was 23, honestly, when I was 23 years old, 30 anything felt like 100 years old. Like, I was literally like, they about to die tomorrow. Like, you are ancient. 30, what? You so old? I would never. Because it just seemed really old to me at that time. But now, I will easily date a man 20 years my senior.
Yeah.
As a 36-year-old woman, I would absolutely date a man 50, 55, 50. Absolutely. And for me, it's mostly because of how they know who they are. There's a level of groundedness. There's a level of certainty. There's a level of all of those things. And so I feel like I can understand where this man is coming from. And also, a lot of men mature slower than women do.
This is true.
Like, he may be 32, but he might be 27 in the head. And then it's 27 and a 23-year-old. Is that considered bad? I don't think so. So I think that everything is on a case-by-case basis. But ideally, like, I hope one day, if or when I have a daughter, when she's 20, I hope she's single and not mingling at 23. I hope she is traveling the world, experiencing foods and places and friends and family and doing all of those things. And then by the time she's like 25 to 30, she starts to think about dating, like, ooh, who's it gonna be? Like, I hope and if or when that is the thing, then she can get married when it makes sense to get married for her. But I just really and truly feel like there is a level of grooming and training that happens when you choose a woman that is that much younger than you as a man. And I think it also speaks to your leadership. I think it speaks to your masculinity if you are mature. And I think that it speaks to kind of just your overall level of self.
Yeah. I remember, back to what you said, like, men who intentionally seek out younger women, they lack boundaries. They have a boundaries issue, and that's so real. I remember when this is after I got divorced, I introduced boundaries between him and I. And he was like, what is this boundaries ministry you talking about? What is that? Like, he legit did not know what boundaries meant.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, how do you not know? Like, you're 12 years older than me. How do you not know these things?
Yeah. And
like, a lot of people don't even know what boundaries are.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people get older, but they never really grow up, and that's okay. That's their journey.
You feel complete?
I feel complete.
All right, next one. Just pick a random one. Or we can go to questions. It's up to you.
Okay, let's see. OnlyFans 304 gets confronted. What is a 304?
I thought a whore.
Why?
Because you can't post it without it getting flagged as inappropriate, saying ho.
Who thought 304? Is this an area code?
It is. It's an area code.
For where?
I don't
Is it
know.
like in a song?
It spells out 304 for hoe.
Yeah, that's what.
Instead of H over 3 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we
People
used to
will
do back in our
literally
day.
be like all these 304s. I'm like, what are they talking about?
Right? Like we're getting so old,
What
bro.
does this mean?
It means to be a hoe.
Like, no, but okay, understood. But like, where'd that come from?
I don't know. It came out of nowhere. I promise you, I had no idea what it meant until like a month ago. I promise you.
Well, we're learning together.
Yep.
All right, great. Here we go. OnlyFans 304 gets confronted.
The money that you two girls are making on OnlyFans, is it worth giving up a family and love? Because any man that is worth his salt that you would even be attracted to wouldn't put up with it. I can tell you right now. And you, my dear, are a depreciating asset. Every day that goes by, you're going to be less and less beautiful. And at some point, there's going to be a history of you doing that. As beautiful as you are, you're stunning, you're a pretty girl. But no man that is going to be in your league is going to put up with it. And so the question is, if you were truly in love and you had true desire for a man that would put his foot down with you, tell you how it was going to be, would you or would you not give up your OnlyFans?
No, I wouldn't. Same way if I wanted to really expand my dating
then
pool.
you do not genuinely desire that man. You would not be in love with that man. Because if you were in love with that man, you would shut it down. And that day will come for you. It'd probably be way
Again,
down
why
the
don't
road.
I put on a hijab? Because then I can find a man who actually reciprocates, because Muslim men lower their
Any
gaze when other
man
women
that asks you
walk
to do it
by.
and you say no to, you're going to look at as you will not respect him and you will not love him. Any man that you look up to and respect, you would quit doing it for. And that day might not be today, but it will come.
You actually liked that video a little bit.
I like what he was saying.
Yeah.
Is that what my face said?
Yeah.
Oh.
You were smiling.
I was like, he eating her alive. And also, true. You know, I honestly, I feel, okay, this is how I feel. I'm just sending this video to Kenny. I feel like there's so much truth to this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really, like, does everyone have sex on OnlyFans? Is
Not
that the
everybody.
thing?
It's just supposed to be like exclusive content.
But like these women. Like
Yeah,
the
they have
OnlyFans girls, are they just like showing sexy photos?
both, for sure.
But is it always like, do they certainly have sex and do photos, or is it like they do photos?
And or. Either or both. Yeah, like.
I mean, I agree. I honestly feel like the problem is that it's on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that will never go away.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that can always be found by your children. And honestly, when you think about how men ultimately are looking at legacy, they're looking at heirs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you want your child to see their mom doing?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and you know, look, I'm team do whatever makes you happy. You want to be a 304? Do you, boo? Don't put it on the internet. You know, like I just feel like you're literally setting yourself up for a lower caliber of man, or you might get a man that has a lot of money, but he's never going to respect you, which means your treatment isn't good.
On this specific podcast that I watch periodically, there was a couple in there, and the girl was an OnlyFans girl, and they were like asking him like, was he cool? He's like, yeah, I'm cool, but he was the most docile, soft-spoken, slouched over. Like, he looked like she ruled over him. It looked like he had no assertiveness or any dominance in that relationship.
Well,
that's what it looked like.
That's the thing. You're never going to get, like, when I think of, because remember, the audience of this group is for top 1% high earning, high value, masculine men, right? That's really what we're talking about, who we're talking to, all of the things, and high value, maybe high earning, feminine women. Like, that is this audience. So when I'm talking about attracting a man, there's no way that masculine, which by the way probably has a ton of options, beauty is a dime a dozen, why would he choose you when you've been exposed all over the internet?
I agree.
You've really got to think about the future. And then let's say that you find a man that's been in the industry. Let's say he's been in the entertainment industry, so he himself has found God and, you know, all the things, and now he's this high value, high earning, masculine man, and he's willing to allow parameters for a woman with her past. I'm not going to judge you for your past. I got my past, you got your past. It's okay. So they're compatible there. If he were to say, stop doing what you're doing, and she says no, no man wants another man to be able to even have that kind of access to his woman. No masculine man. Now, if you're a feminine man, or you're just proud to have a pretty girl on your arm, you might have the title, but with no substance. So I personally feel like these women aren't thinking about the future.
Nah,
they're
just
thinking about money right now.
Yeah.
And there's so many easy ways to make money that don't involve getting naked.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but it takes a lot more brain power and work, and it's easy to lay on your back.
I mean, is it?
It is.
Is it?
It is. I mean, I understand your point, but it's real easy.
Is it?
Yeah, if you lack morals and character.
Nah, I'm sorry. Nah. No, I don't know why I just got like maybe this is terrible of me, and maybe this doesn't even happen. But when I think of OnlyFans, if people are just sleeping with people, and it's on camera, I imagine like a big, hairy man that's sweating, and if I'm laying on my back, and if I'm lying, and your sweat drops are like dripping on my face,
Sarah.
like that's what goes in my. I don't know if that's what happens on there, but that's where my mind goes.
I mean, I understand your point, but to my point,
that's not easy.
Like, I agree. It's not easy to lay on your back to do that for women like us, who in our mind that it will never be an option.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of women, especially like growing up, like it was nothing to become a stripper. It was nothing to become.
I think that's 2024 as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree, but a lot of women don't think twice. Like, I know women with children that will, like, if they absolutely had to, they would go get a job as a stripper because they need to provide for their kids. Like, they would. And like, to me, I can never do it. Like, my moral conviction will not let me. As many times if the thought came in my mind, I just can't bring myself to do it. So I get what you're saying, but a lot of women don't have that.
I just feel like even to be a stripper is different from being on the internet. Like, to be a stripper, because you can't have phones in strip clubs, right?
You can't have phones? I've never been to a strip club, so I don't know.
I went one time. You can? They can record you?
That part, I think they want you to take your phone out, but you can have your phone.
Oh, okay, but you can't record. You can't. So it's not going on the internet.
Right.
Like, even if they do those videos that we've all seen on the Instagram, it's like the girl's booty right here, and you just see booty twerking and like dollars going on the booty. You don't ever see her face. You know what I mean? Like, she's bent over, the man is standing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't see the person. But this is you're showing your face, right? And to be honest, I don't really understand the whole strip world either, but I do feel like I know a girl that was a dancer for a really long time. She was like 8 years, I think she said. And she had come into my business, like into my network marketing business. And she is one of the most aesthetically beautiful women I have ever seen in my entire life. Still absolutely striking. She's no longer a dancer. And it's a part of her story. So I'm not putting her out there because she has come forth and said, I used to be a dancer, I'm saved, I'm this and I'm that. And I think the thing that used to confuse me about dancing is she told me she's never slept with any of her people. And then also, there were days where she'd be like, you know what, it's not that bad. I'm making my money. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But then other days it would be like, I hate this. My soul is dark. I'm ruining. So that for me is hard.
Yeah.
That going back and forth with how I feel about myself, that sounds really hard.
Internal
for
torment.
Me. Yeah. That's a bit much. That sounds heavy.
Yeah.
And I never understood. And again, the way that I'm wired is, do you? If you're happy with what you're doing and you can look yourself in the mirror, I don't have a word for you. But I'm always thinking, what is the result that I want? And if the result that you want is to have a high earning, high value, masculine man, you are setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of the matter.
I agree. However, I believe a lot of women are convinced that men like them with the fake boobs, the BBL body,
they do.
The long fake hair, and that's nothing against people who wear wigs.
I do all the things.
Yeah, but it's just at the end of the day, it's a facade.
Is it?
It is, but it isn't, because it's like girls. I've heard many men say that girls like that are only good to play with. And
I'm
not
like that.
But you're not like, but that you don't fall into that category.
I'm just saying I am like that. If you look at me and you put me with those women, it would make sense for me.
I would never put you with those women.
But you could. I do wigs, I do lashes, I do makeup, I do all the things.
But you're not. No, but that's.
So you're making parameters because you know me and love me. But the truth is, if you just look at it for what it is, the truth is I look like those women.
You don't have an ant booty.
Okay, I don't have a.
That's
I
what
don't.
I'm saying. I know, even if I've never known you a day in my life, and I were to see you randomly, I would never think in a million years that you would be like those girls ever, because it's the way you carry yourself as a person, you know. And also, you do not look like those women. You look natural.
Do I?
Yeah, Sarah, you swear up and down.
I'm just saying.
I wish you could see my face right now.
It's like the hair. I got lashes. I do makeup.
Sarah,
That's not natural.
You don't look very far from your natural face.
I received that. Thank you.
You need to believe it.
I mean, I'm just look. I say this all the time. I'm a transformer, baby. I know that about me. I'm not saying that my natural is hideous. I don't feel that way. I feel very pretty when I have no makeup on. I'm just saying. I enhance myself.
Yeah, enhancement, but you don't morph your face. You're not an anamorph. You don't change into something completely different. You look the same.
I mean, with eyelashes. I might be able to do that.
Never forget. I walked into your place, and I'm not going to name no names. I walked into your house. We were all about to go to the gym one day, and somebody was sitting on the couch, and I had no idea who that was until they opened their mouth. I promise you, and you know who I'm talking about.
The shade.
I'm just being real. This not me throwing shade. I genuinely had no idea that was who that person was until she opened her mouth and spoke. That is a transformer. You are not that. You enhance it, but it's not like dramatically enhanced.
Thank you. I have dark circles.
Not that bad. I promise you, I was so confused. I was so confused that day. I was like, who is this? Because
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I heard your voice, but saw her. I was like, that isn't what I was. It was a day. I was tripping. All right, you feel complete?
I feel complete.
On to the next.
Oh my God. Okay. Which one? Okay, just pick one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She admits is not a good girlfriend. Okay. Does your body count matter? Okay.
We just talked about that.
They always leave when they lose the argument. Let's check this out.
Watch this young man completely destroy a group of delusional woke feminists in under a minute.
Are men and women equal?
Women are better than men. What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, everything is brought to by women.
Everything you know and love. If you look around the entire infrastructure of our nation, our economy, the camera that's filming you right now, the microphone you're speaking to, everything is built, maintained through men.
Did men allow you to have that haircut?
Feminism stops whenever it's inconvenient for y'all. In Ukraine, you have all the wives getting shipped out to Moscow and all these other nations, and they're partying in the clubs and getting railed by other guys while their husbands are forced to stay in the nation. You don't see any feminists saying, hey, no, the women should stay also.
It's like a white, cisgendered, like straight appearing man.
Are you assuming my sexuality? That was very rude of you. I feel oppressed right now.
You should go.
I love that video. Because the feminist women, the extremists, they always go to insulting you when you can't argue with them back. If you can't have a lot, they just insult and walk away.
Yeah, it's a form of lack of intelligence. And also, like the whole argument that we don't need men is stupid. The whole argument that they aren't necessary, like, it's just dumb. And honestly, the argument that men built everything that we can see is also very silly. And I say that because we couldn't work. There were jobs we were not allowed to do. Let's be clear. There's reasoning behind it. And to think that women didn't help and support with any of those ideas is really quite wild, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
I'm not 100% sure who. I know there's plenty of women who've done like a lot of things that attribute to like the infrastructure of our country. We just don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Because they're very few and far in between.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like the wives of those men aren't recognized because they maintain everything. Like those are the wives who are feminine.
But I also feel like those wives weren't building with their husbands.
What do you mean?
I think those wives were absolutely inside of gender roles, especially at that time.
Okay, for sure.
Like
yeah.
Well, like when you think back to period pieces, period times, or you think back even to the 30s, the 40s, right? Like women weren't necessarily like, hey, let's work, like, let's do this thing, let's go to war. Like, that wasn't the thing for women. It was very much the men. We had gender roles back then. We had tradition, quote unquote, back then. And now everything is changing. But I do think that I don't like the feminist movement. I think
either.
there are definitely things that I would love to say. I think there should be more women inside of Fortune 500 as CEOs in companies, because we are some of the most strategic, insightful orchestrators that exist on the planet. And I do think that businesses could grow even more. And you've seen it. Businesses that have been run by women have expanded more so than when they had a CEO for decades prior, right? So I think there is an opportunity for those types of things. I just think it's silly to try to debunk one another about why we don't need each other and how, like,
I just will never understand, like, I kind of feel sorry for people that feel that way, because it's like you had to go through so much pain to then callous yourself over to make yourself believe that you don't need literally your counterpart.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It's not giving.
Because I've been through so much, but I've not been through anything so bad where I can stand there with a straight face and be like, men are trash, they're purposeless.
No.
Like, what?
Not
No.
at all.
So I don't know. That's just crazy. Okay. We have questions.
Okay. I want some questions from that first person we talked about. I don't know what her questions are.
Yeah. Oh, I was already there.
Oh.
Okay. Because I already knew you would.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I'm going to start with the light one first.
Oh, there's heavy ones.
Yeah. So the first question, the question is not, how do I get a man? The question is, how do I keep one?
I love this question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is my person.
Yeah.
How do I keep a man? Number 1, gratitude. Number 2, consistency. Number 3, respect. Number 4, with love, patience, compassion, understanding, effective communication, loving that person the way they want to feel loved. I feel like the biggest downfall in relationships is not that, people aren't great and that they shouldn't be together. The biggest downfall is that people put you in the box of the way they know how to love you, instead of loving you the way that you need the most.
Yeah.
Like, we had someone on the podcast talk about how she needs a good morning text. I don't need a good morning text at all. And if my man thinks that means that he loves me more, you got the wrong girl.
Yeah.
Because this literally means nothing to me. It's very sweet, but that doesn't make me feel more loved. It makes me feel thought of, but it doesn't make me feel more loved.
And in hindsight, I have a best friend who sends me good morning text every morning.
Yeah.
I think it's cute. Like, oh, you're thinking about me. But there was a time where I was with him early in the morning when he sent a group of people good morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, I no longer feel special because you do
Mm-hmm.
this for a gaggle of chicks.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
It's giving, I don't want to share. I want exclusive.
Yeah.
But that's me. So I think the best way that you can keep your man is by learning his desires and speaking to them before they are expressed, number 1, or acting within them while you are together. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel complete?
I feel complete. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I have more. And it's so crazy. The person I'm talking about is calling me now. That's so crazy to me. Okay. Do you think marriage advice should come from a married person?
I wish I had Stefan Speaks on this couch right now. I cannot wait to have that conversation with him. Yes and no. And the reason why I say that is because you can learn through experience. I feel like the way that I like to go about relationships is by going for the jugular, aka diving deep in, aka learning the ugliest parts of myself through our relationship, learning the parts of my partner, learning what works, learning what doesn't work. Now, I haven't shared a bank account with my partner, but I've definitely moved like a wife because I am a wife. I'm just not married. So there's really not a lot of things outside of formalities that for me are going to change, in my personal opinion. That being said, I also feel like if you know someone that is happily married, yes, take their advice. Yes, absolutely hear what they have to say. And also, if you know someone that is unhappily married, take their advice too on what not to do. Right?
This is true.
I feel like there are some people that have intuition and insight. I feel like there are some people that have experience and time. And I think that all of it could just help to increase your experience as someone that's dating or married if that's what you desire. Because what I'm never personally going to do as far as marriage goes, I'm never going to be like, oh, you don't need to be with that person. I don't do that. Right? Does it hurt? Does the information that I'm giving hurt you to incorporate listening better? Does it hurt you to incorporate learning the desires of your partner? Does it hurt you to incorporate loving that person the way they want to be loved? Does it hurt you to understand that your tone might sound a little bit crazy to a masculine man? Does it hurt you to be more assertive than aggressive? If it doesn't hurt, then take it, try it, see what works for you. I have been successful in relationships. I just haven't chosen to be married yet. So
That's
yes
real.
and no.
That's real. That's real. I love that answer. Because it's a lot of people that say single people shouldn't be giving marriage advice.
Show me your successful married people, and then we could talk.
I mean, I'm not the one who said it.
No, that's what I'm saying to these people.
I was just saying, the way you said that, I didn't say that.
Even just in my family, everybody in my family's married. My parents are married. My oldest brother's been with his girl for like 27 years. Lauren's been with her husband for like 20 years. Brad is a little bit of a wild card. So he's with his girl. He's engaged, right? Ahmad was with the mother of his children for almost 8-9 years. Like, I come from I've seen it, I've seen what works. And so I'm really speaking from that more than anything. I'm not teaching this because I'm so smart. I'm teaching it because I learned through watching others.
And you lived it yourself.
Yeah.
We have more.
Oh, okay. Come on, let's go.
I'm trying to say the light ones first.
Oh.
As a single woman, how long should you make him wait?
For sex?
Yes.
I don't know.
Girl.
However long makes sense to you.
I don't know.
I don't know the answer. I don't, everyone is different, like I feel like some people marry the man they had sex with on the first night and they live happily ever after. And some people made their partner wait until they were married and they live happily ever after. And some people wait 6 months and then they have sex and then they get married 5 years later and they live happily ever after. And all of the opposites are also true. Some people have sex the first night, they get married and divorced in 3 months, right? Like literally, you just have to honor yourself ultimately. I don't think there's a time or like a perfect way. I don't think that even exists. I think it's just very much on some like honor you and what makes the most sense to you, and don't let society make you feel like you need to give it up faster. I remember there was a girl I used to hang out with, and I was like, oh, I like this guy. You're going to have to bleep me, just so you know. So there was this guy that I liked, but I wasn't sure if I really liked yet. Like I was getting to know this person, and she said, Sarah, it's okay to just get some dick. I can't relate to that. It's not okay just to get some dick.
That sounds like.
Because for me, I start thinking of the result that I want. Well, who are your friends? Right? What if I don't end up dating this person? Now I'm writing off every person in that circle. I got to go to a whole new circle now because I'm not about to be the person that's passed around in this circle. And then I start like all of these different things come up. Like it's okay if you like, even if you want to have your one person that you go to at night, cool, do that. Do whatever works for you. I'm doing whatever works for me at the end of the day.
So if you were dating a person, so say if you're dating a person and you really like them and you're completely oblivious to the fact that he's friends with your ex, say you found out, would you then break up with him because he's friends with your ex?
There's no way I would know after I liked someone that they were friends with my ex.
What do you mean?
do you know how fast I would know that? Like first week. One of the questions I ask people that I'm dating is, who's your crew?
Really?
Yes. What are we talking about? Absolutely. Because really what you're doing is you're telling me about yourself.
Okay.
I want to know, who do you roll with? Do you roll with the cheating husbands?
Mm.
Do you roll with the actual successful people, or are you facading out here like a lot of people?
That's wild.
Do you have integrity? What's your reputation? I'm checking your report card. Because the thing about it is you have to remember that men will lie to get into your good graces, right? I've been lied on before. I've had men that made it seem like we had pillow talk before. Yeah, Negro, because you fell asleep in the bed. I invited you to sleep over, not to sleep with me. Well, sleep with me as in go to sleep, right? But it's absolutely made it like, oh, me and her had pillow talk and this, that, and the other. And that's fine. There ain't no shame in my game. I operate in integrity. However, I just really and strongly feel like I want to know, who do you roll with? Because I want to know what your friends say about you, and not with words, with who they show themselves as, you know?
Yeah.
I ask everybody that.
That's
Who's
a
your
great
crew? And if you friends with,
that's a great
depending
question.
on the ex you say, nah, we definitely can't be together.
That's crazy. You don't feel like you may be blocking a potential blessing just because he's friends with your ex?
It really depends on the ex.
Really?
Yeah, because dependent on the ex is the kind of person, right? Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
So no, and also, like, how would I have not known you? That's weird too.
Like how
like
do
how
I
are
not
y'all friends
know?
for real and I didn't know you?
And I've never seen you a day in my life.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just
I see what you mean.
You know, it's just not. It's not giving them.
All right. Because of sake of time, we got the juicy questions now.
I love juicy questions. I definitely want some juicy ones.
Yo, this person went in with these questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, not the giggle. This is when it gets real.
What's worse? Sucking a or having sex with someone you're not married to?
That is not a question.
I am not lying to you, Sarah. I didn't just come up with that in the top of my head. I read that. You know who asked this too? Yes.
Wait, what? What is worse? What? That's actually wait, what?
Yes, Sarah. It's the actual question.
This is a married person. This is the person I'm thinking of
Yes.
that asked this question.
Yes.
Okay, what's the question? This is ridiculous. What's the question?
What's worse? Well, she didn't say the actual word. Sucking a D or having sex with someone you're not married to?
Neither. I don't think either of those are worse. I don't even understand the question. I'm so confused. I'm not married, so
like, is it worse, like adding another notch on your belt, or just like giving sloppy toppy?
Oh, see, I didn't even understand the question.
Yeah.
Okay, for me personally, I don't want to run up my body count.
So you giving sloppy toppy?
I didn't say that. Oh, it's the last good for me. Yeah. You know, in Canada, I feel like that's a thing. Like, you do that first before you give your body. In America, you give your body and then you give that. It's like a
I'm sorry,
thing.
what?
Yeah. I hate that person. I know exactly who wrote this question. I know exactly. Am I red? Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Sheesh.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny to me. Okay, this is a good one. This is more reformed.
Okay.
How do you get noticed when you're acting like a lady in a world full of bad bees?
Ooh. I think ultimately a man who wants a woman with class will find her. I think that a woman that regards respect as more important than attention ultimately will have her highest selection. I also think that if you are attractive, as in you aesthetically are pleasing to the eye, for whatever men, that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, But I do think that if you are attractive and you hold yourself with class, it won't matter. Who is for you, and they will find you. You know, I think there's also a happy medium too, because I do think even for me, I used to be super rigid. You know, I used to be like, oh, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat meat, I don't this. And a lot of things, no, I still don't do. But occasionally, if I want to have a drink when I go out, I will do that now. I honestly don't see the point, though. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is the point in going out and having 1 or 2 drinks at dinner? Now, let me say why I feel this way.
Okay.
Because you're not going to feel anything from 1 or 2 drinks. Also, it's poison. And I just added $40 to my bill. So I just added $40 to kill myself slowly to feel nothing. And alcohol doesn't taste good. So what is the point outside of wine? We're going to take wine out of it, right? And wine doesn't taste good either, to be completely honest. Not for me. Maybe Moscato. I do enjoy some Moscato.
Yeah.
But that's tacky. You can't have dessert wine with dinner. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's a whole other thing. So this is my point. My point is, what is the point? You don't get looser.
Are you going like are you saying like going out with the opposite gender?
No, either or. It doesn't matter.
It's just going out? I'm
going out with my girls. I'm going out on a date. I'm going out. What is the point?
Because people let their inner inhibitions out when they're tipsy.
That you're not tipsy on 1 or 2 drinks.
I am.
No, you're not.
I am. I don't drink a lot.
I don't either.
I don't know how to respond to this.
Kenny, what is your answer? I need to know. I get
what you're saying because I always thought that too. I'm like, bro, you're not even getting lit. What's the point of spending this money?
I mean, I understand your point.
Are lightweight. If she's saying she's lightweight, truly.
She ain't lightweight.
Sometimes she is strong dress.
She was at my birthday. She is not lightweight.
Yeah, I would say if it was like 2 strong drinks that some people can get a little tipsy, they get this little extra oomph in their body to do more.
Yeah.
Wherever they're at. But in total, because I'm not much of a drinker either, I think it's a waste.
I think it's a waste.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to try. Like, maybe if you want to try the drink special they got, they made a fire-ass drink, but it's not that common. I'm looking for that.
I don't get it.
I mean, I would rather, because I'm not like if you walk into my house, you would never see bottles in my house. Like I'm coming from a place where you walk into people's house and there's bottles of like empty alcohol bottles on top of it. Like I'm not that person, right? So. However, if I'm in a committed relationship with somebody that I feel like is my husband, and I'm like, and it's like a stay in the house type of day, I'm like, oh, let's get a bottle of something, sangria or something, and let's just like cuddle up on the couch and watch Netflix. I would rather do that than go out.
I just feel like unless you're intentionally getting tipsy, sloppy, or pissy, there's no point in drinking. Like for my birthday, I knew I was drinking.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I went in like,
yeah,
getting this done. You know? I think I probably had 4 drinks. I might have had 5, to be honest.
You had a lot. We drank a lot.
We had a lot.
Yeah.
We had a lot. No, I'm saying at dinner, the Lee's boyfriend, Daniel, bought me my first drink. And then Brock bought me a drink. I think those are the only 2 drinks I had at dinner. Then we got to the house and Shantae pulled out the bottle. So when that happened, we were dancing, we were singing. It was just girls' time, right? It was just a slumber party, bunch of girls, us dancing, doing all the things, pool time, whatever. So for me, I knew I just wanted to have, just uninhibited, super fun, dancing, laughing, whatever. But the truth is, I do that when I don't drink. So what is the point?
You just don't need any substances.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Quote unquote confidence in the moment.
Yeah.
But other than that, if it wasn't for confidence, whatever, it'd be like just have a taste. But
yeah.
Alcohol is not tasty either.
No, it doesn't taste good. I
feel like how you said, you have, fun time without your inhibitions and stuff like that. Like people who get tipsy or they get drunk out with their friends, they are not trying to have a conscience because they know that they want to have a time where they don't want to feel bad after. Like it's like a lot of people do things that they would not do drunk if they were sober. Like there's a lot of things that people wouldn't do if they were sober, but they'll do it if they're drunk. And sometimes a lot of people want to have liquid courage. a lot of people want to have the courage to do the thing that they normally wouldn't do if they were.
This because it means it's out of integrity. You don't really want to do it no way.
I mean, honestly,
or
I don't.
You do really want to do it. You're just you're not bold enough or brave enough to do it. I just think it's an excuse.
I mean, yeah, it is. I don't necessarily agree. Like I would, like I'm not that girl either. Like you wouldn't see me. You would never hear me call you and be like, "Hey, Sarah,
yeah,
you want to go up to the Vortex up the street and get a couple drinks and just like I would never.
No.
So it's just, I guess it's just, a lot of people want to be numb because they're going through a lot of pain. And besides healing, they would rather just go through the numbing process besides facing it. Like when you wake up every day, you make a choice to face it or run from it.
Yeah.
And every time you take a sip of alcohol, you running from it. Like I had a girl, she was my best friend. Like we were like this for a long time. And she was my ratchet friend. I feel like everybody has, and the older Nisa used to believe that everybody has to have a ratchet friend. And she was my ratchet friend. When I tell you from the time she woke up from the time she went to sleep, she was drinking.
Damn.
Like she would get those small fireball shots. I mean, she would walk up to the
fireballs. Wow.
Yeah.
I used to drink.
No, but I'm saying like she would be just
throwing them back.
I mean, and like she would buy like a pack of 4 and drink like 2 in like 5 minutes. I'll be like, yo, and this is when she was a new mom too. Yeah, like she stayed.
So I
stayed drunk.
I can't understand that. I can't relate. I guess I was hoping you guys could answer the question, but y'all don't really have an answer either. But I feel complete.
Yeah, you
feel
should.
Complete?
Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised. We here with you,
right?
Like what you mean?
We could do one more question and then we gonna wrap it up.
All right.
So we gonna make this one the best one, whatever that means. Dear God.
Has to come with the giggles though. That's how you know it's
real. Oh yeah. Right. Facts. Or if she deep sighs.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one. I have to find it.
We have so many questions. We could literally do 100 episodes. Literally, there's so many. Yeah, people be submitting. It's wild. Yeah, sometimes I forget to, and I try not to read them. I just screenshot and click. Oh no! Oh God!
This ain't even the one I was looking for. But
okay.
What? Okay. If a woman goes on a trip with a man and he pays for the trip, aka her sponsor, does she owe him something?
We have had this conversation.
Okay, we don't got to do it.
No.
Okay.
You already know I don't owe nobody nothing for nothing.
You don't owe nobody nothing.
Do what you want to do. Operate in your truth. But this, period. What you think this is? Oh, you thought this was a job? You think I work here? Oh, back to you. Okay, I'm ready. Next question.
You're funny.
Final question.
All right. Okay. There's so many questions. Okay.
Go back to the first or second page.
I am. Somebody said, oh, one of the questions. Why do average women don't want to date average men?
Why don't average women want to date average men? Shoot for the moon. Even
reach
if you miss,
for the sky.
Even if you miss, you land on the stars. Right? I feel like it's natural for humans to want more than what they deserve. The problem is when you have nothing to offer and you're over here entitled to things that you full blown don't deserve. I think that's really the issue. When you start thinking about, I don't know if he means average in size, average in appeal, average in logic, average in, I don't know what average he's referring to or she's referring to, but I think that it's natural for us to want the best for ourselves, but most of us don't get it. What do you think?
I believe that it's two sides to every coin. I feel like women should be more realistic into who they seek as their their partner. Like, oh my God. I don't want people coming for me, man. Like, if a woman who has a high BMI, right?
Okay, I see what's happening here.
If a woman that has a high BMI.
By the way, my BMI says I'm obese.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, mine does too, but we know that's not. But what I'm saying is morbidly obese.
Okay.
And you want a man that's 6'5" and has muscles and the abs. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Cause why? Like, cause I mean, and so let's return to myself, right? I ideally wouldn't go for a man that's without kids. Like, I'm a mom. Why would I want to pursue a man that's never had to be a parent?
Can I just say, I think that I'm going to get eaten alive, but I'm just going to say it. And this is going to sound terrible.
Yep.
I think that we as women don't understand all the things that we disqualify ourselves from in regards to a solid man for making bad decisions in the moment. What I mean by that is when you do get pregnant by multiple men. What I mean by that is when you are okay with gaining 50 to 100 pounds. What I mean by that is when you're not drinking water. What I mean by that is when you're not taking care of yourself. You literally are disqualifying yourself from a masculine man. Why? Because one of the number one things that a masculine man wants is a visually appealing woman. That's what is going to get him to the door. Now, your character is what gets him to stay. And so I think that there's a lot of power inside of, because, hey, let me be honest. I've lost 36 pounds and I've kept it off for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And I like at my heaviest, I was 168 pounds. Why? Right? For me, why? But it's because I was in survival mode, living off of the Jack in the Box menu, the $1 Jack in the Box menu, which for those of you that are not in California, it's like, it's a fast food joint, right? So I was eating 2 tacos for $1 and they were super greasy and high in sodium. And this is what I was doing all through school because I was broke and struggling. And inside of that, could I still get a good man? Yeah, of course I could. But if you want the best, you have to be the best, because the best isn't choosing average. So we really need to date inside of our, like, what's inside of our realm. And the truth is, the more that you allow yourself not to be disciplined with how you grow mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, and energetically, you are either subconsciously or consciously disqualifying yourself from the best man that you could deserve or have. But the truth is, most women don't really have that coming. They're lazy. Lazy spiritually, lazy emotionally, lazy physically, lazy energetically. And when you're beautiful, I think some of the most beautiful women are some of the most lazy women, lazy and entitled, right? So I think that when you're just honest with yourself and what you want and your desires, man, when a beautiful woman, and I'm talking about societal beauty, right? When a beautiful woman also has character, you are a freaking unicorn. When a beautiful woman has character and takes care of herself, you are a platinum needle in a haystack, as my mom has always said, right? You've got to do the things based on the result that you want. Now, if you just want to run through these men, get some dinners paid for, get a bag here and there, take a trip twice a year on that man and just take pictures of his arm, great. If that's what you want, then do you, boo. But if you want something of substance and you want a man that genuinely desires you, wants to provide for you, take care of you, spoil you, and has the character to suffice with that, then you got to be better.
A lot of people don't. They want to be better, but don't want to be better.
Yeah, it's like it's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah, it's like a figment of their imagination.
Yeah, it's simple to have a 6-pack. It is so simple. Eat, burn more calories than you eat, right? Drink a lot of water. Don't eat fast food. Stay away from high sodiums, high sugars. That's the method. 6-pack. How many of us have them? It's not easy. You know how hard it is to say no to the French fries at the restaurant? For me, you know, well, I mean, that's probably the hardest part for me. I love a grilled cheese sandwich. It's hard. We all have
my
different
grilled
struggles.
cheese are bomb.
My grilled cheese are fire.
Yeah, but they're not good for us.
It's true. But the point is, it's just because it's easy No, just because it's simple doesn't mean that it's easy. And in order to have a life you want, you have to do what's hard. That's all.
Well, do you feel complete?
I feel complete. Do you feel complete?
I do feel complete.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is another episode of It's Giving. If you made it this far, we love you and we appreciate you. Make sure to get enrolled in that newsletter. Hit that link below. And if you have not yet, please make sure to get subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Today, we had Anissa on the mic. Shot by Anissa with the camera, not with the gun, baby. We got Who Is Kenny V? Kenny, the producer with the mostest, the greatest of all time over here. What's up? And guys, if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you. But you got to do something about it. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.